Sylvie. And who is this? It's Grey Cat. It's Socks. You're a new member on the farm. Hi, you can be friendly. He is a boy and he has not been neutered because he's got a big old pair of, So the other day I made the mistake of leaving some of Tor's dog food out and came back and saw Socks eating it. So, I think this is why Socks has started to hang around. But Sylvie won't like that. That was a close call for you, my friend. What is it with cats today? Like, Midnight's here. And Sylvie. Sylvie, do you just want us all to yourself? Poor Midnight. Honestly. Hi, Midnight. Anyway, if I'm permitted, I haven't done a lot of filming today. Oh, Sylvia's not happy. Anyway, as I was going to say, I haven't done a lot of filming today, but there's not a lot of food left in the house today, so I decided to get some potatoes, new potatoes dug up, mange 2 and sweet peas, green boys, and for dessert some strawberries. Might cook that up with some bacon. Can you just be friends, please? This is not going to end well, is it? Right. I was going to talk about the Swedes, but I think I'm going to have to break this up. We'll do the Swedes tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. We're just going to dig up
You're allowed to be in the vlog too.
Right, okay, sorry. We're just going to dig up a couple of these garlic because they've sort of gone over really, and I was talking to one of the old guys in the shed and he's going to pick his up, but I'm literally just going to see what's underneath, just 1 or 2 just to go on with and leave the rest.
When did you plant these?
They were planted in the autumn. So, but all of a sudden they've just gone really brown and stuff, and I gave them a boost of food a week ago, so.
Well, let's see.
Right.
Which one?
What should we do, that one then? I don't think there'll be much under there. No.
Oh.
God.
That's tiny.
That is a disaster.
Well, that's like the size you would get in a supermarket anyway, so.
Yeah, I guess so.
But these are supposed to be big, weren't they?
No, the big ones are actually there. The elephant garlic.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just leave them for another week or so. And then, if not, I need to get rid of them because I've got something else to go there now.
What's going to go there now?
I'm going to put a squash there.
Oh.
Because I've lost a lot of space having chickens, so I have to grab the space when I can.
But you've gained fresh eggs.
Oh yeah.
Chickens. Wow. Disappointing.
But I can smell it. Can you smell it?
Cool, yeah, it's still going to taste nice.
Yeah, barbecue tonight with new potatoes and maybe some garlic. Oh, and homemade bread by Hannah.
What's for dinner?
Chicken.
Chicken dinner. Oh, he's a hot dog today. Tor, you're a good boy. And want some green boys to go with her chicken roll. So these are fresh from the polytunnel. Green boys are high in vitamins A and C. They've got more iron than spinach for the calcium, and they even have cancer-fighting properties. And they're really tasty. Yummy. Hi, delivery.
Oh, they're going to go nice in my chicken roll.
I'm in Tor's paddock again. I don't know if you remember in the last episode, I was building a mesh fence at the back where it's done, and now I've built the table and we've got more cucamelons on it. I didn't want to build a leg because then it's more room for Tor. But these are going to be great. They're going to grow up back here. And we'll have millions of cucamelons. We've already got 2 big ones in the polytunnel. Right, I'm going to have a moan now. So you ready for this? A good old British moan incoming. This plot has been vacant for a long time now. It's more overgrown than ours was. But when we took this over, it's covered in brambles. There's all sorts of weeds. You name it, it's on here. It's getting really out of control, as you can see. Right, you may have noticed there's a bit of a trench happening here. So this path is a main access path. It's like a public path through our plot. I've been noticing night after night when I've been coming up here during the Great Slug and Snail War, waves of slugs and snails coming onto our plot all the way up this path. Luckily our potatoes have bounced back, but they nearly destroyed a good few of those. Now the problem is like weeds and seeds have been coming over from this plot and literally embedding themselves in our plot. Han's been weeding out potatoes today, and you can actually see, if you have a look at this footage here, how there's less weeds at the top and there's more down the bottom. So why is that? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They're all coming in from this plot and invading our plot. Now, if you look at the terms and conditions of having an allotment up here, tenants are supposed to keep weeds to a minimum. But what happens when a plot is vacant and the council is supposed to be looking after it? Well, you'd think the council would come up and deal with it, wouldn't you? No. So we pay all this money in site fees that they've just increased by 70%. So our rent's gone up by 70%. And what do? Nothing. So this is where we've got a problem now, because what do? Do we put up with this and just, let our plot get invaded by bindweed, God knows what else, have to weed more thoroughly than everyone else who hasn't got like a vacant jungle next to them? We take matters into our own hands. So this gully here, I've been digging out all the weeds, all the grass, making sure slugs and snails won't come across, and so far it's started to work. I mean, I shouldn't have to do this. This should be the job of the council. Am I allowed to do this? Probably not. But am I going to carry on and tidy up the path? Yes, I am. Nearly there. Not much to go now. But honestly, it's not fair. We shouldn't have to do this. The council should do it. We pay them to be up here, and they increase our rent. Well, one thing, I am on the volunteer team up here, so technically I'm doing work for the community by neatening up the paths and trying to hold back the waves. So yeah, there is that. Right, well that's that done. I mean, that'll hold off the weeds for a little while, hopefully. I mean, was that the right thing to do? What would you have done in my situation? Leave a comment and let me know what you would have done. Personally, I'm standing by my decision, because if the council aren't going to maintain it, I'm going to have to take matters into my own hands, and as a volunteer at this allotment site, it's for the greater good. Anyway, enough of the moaning. Joking aside though, it is kind of annoying, when you pay rent and the council don't do much. But anyway, it's about 8 o'clock on Sunday evening and it's such a nice day. It really feels like summer. It actually reminds me of being up here last year when we first got the plot and having some really hot days and just the sun beaming down. It's kind of reliving the vibe from last year. So I'm still up here with Flo and Tor. Flo's having a dinner in the shed. Tor is just doing his thing, relaxing. And now I'm going to go and add a few more tiers to Tomato Tower. I don't know if I'll film that. You probably get fed up of seeing me adding bits of wood to Tomato Tower. And then after that, we're going to do a bit of painting. Yeah. All right, I know I said I wasn't going to film Tomato Tower, but I need to show you this. The black moon. It finally has fruit. Look. I'm actually quite excited because I've never seen black moon tomatoes in the flesh, and they are sort of reddy, purpley sort of colour when they're ready to eat, and they're there. We've got fruit coming on them. Oh, majestic Tomato Tower. Such a grand masterpiece of nature. It is Tuesday lunchtime, and we are going to have another go at the swede game. These swede here were planted from seed and grown in the polytunnel about 3 weeks ago, so they've come on really nicely. They've been hardening off outside for about a week, so they are ready to go in the ground today. You've probably seen from a previous video that we've done, we've already planted some swede in the ground, and like that has been a battle. That has really been a battle, keeping those alive, keeping the slugs and snails away from them. The fight continues, and we must unite against the slimy blighters. I'll just show you the current state of the swede that we've got in the ground. You know what? We haven't lost any. I mean, one was close. I thought we were going to lose it. Just got absolutely munched down almost to nothing, but it started to bounce back. So all of those are looking good. So I've got about 20 baby swede to go in the ground today. It's been raining a little bit. The weather's been really nice. We've almost had a summer, but the rain today is a bit concerning because that means the ground obviously is going to be more suitable for slugs and snails. But I've got a plan. I want to try something different today to keep the slugs at bay. I'll get these in the ground first of all, and then I'll show you my new plan.
Oi, Dave, have you heard about that new restaurant the Allotment Family is opening?
No, Michael, can't say I have.
Well, it's real fancy. Swedish, apparently.
What, like IKEA?
No, Dave, the food is actually good for you.
You're joking, right?
No, Dave, old Muggins there is setting up shop right now.
I say, Michael, you're right.
Do you think we need a reservation?
No, we'll just turn up tonight and help ourselves.
Nice, I'll tell the missus.
Me too. See you there at 10 o'clock?
Will do, Dave, will do.
Now those are in the ground, let's look at our defences. Oh yes, we are going to fight back and we are going to win the slug war. Okay, so let's talk you through the arsenal. First of all, crushed chilies. There we are. So these are apparently very good against warding off pests, in particular ants, cutworms, slugs and snails, and apparently other ground pests as well. The idea with these is to sprinkle them around the plants, and when a slug or snail comes into contact with them, spicy times, and hopefully it will deter them. We have a cucumber. From what I've seen on various allotment forums, this thing is a delicacy for slugs and snails. So the idea with this will be to slice it up and place it in strategic places near the plants. Therefore, if they do breach the chili barrier, they're going to make a beeline for this rather than the swede babies. Beer.
Better than rain or rippling brook. There's a Mongo beer inside this tub.
Cheap old beer from the supermarket for drowning your sorrows when you've lost the slug and snail war. No, not really. Beer traps. So we've had quite a lot of success with beer traps, although you do need to keep refilling it every few days because the beer goes off. Now the slugs and snails will crawl into a tub of open beer, have a drink, and then go to sleep very happily. And finally, the most controversial thing in our arsenal, slug pellets, used very liberally around the plants. Now, I know slug pellets are quite controversial. Some people are for them, some people are against them. This is my choice, my allotment, my garden, and it's best to be respectful of people's decisions that they make in their own gardens. And there we have it. The battleground is set. We've got the chilies sprinkled all over, all around the plants, mingled in with the slug pellets, the beer traps in the middle, and some decoy cucumber slices. Will this work? Who knows? Am I a madman? Probably. Something quite interesting I wanted to show you guys. If you've been following the channel for a while now, you'll know we have planted up some early potatoes, first early potatoes this year. We have Rocket and Duke of York. If you want to check out the videos of us planting them or doing a mini harvest, then there's a link in the description for that. So a while back, I was talking to a neighbour about some of our plants, and we noticed they had a very yellowy tinge to them, and the leaves started curling up slightly. My research online led me to believe this could be a nutrient deficiency, but I kind of thought, well, we're this late in the game now, there's no point in really giving them too much feed because we're going to be digging a lot of them up anyway. But I was quite curious to know what was going on. Our neighbour actually said that if you dig up the potatoes, it's probably ants. They've been wrecking the plants, and this is why they're shriveling up and dying earlier than they should. We noticed that a lot of potatoes were flowering, but our little friends slugs and snails have been chomping those away. Anyway, most of the plants we've dug up already have been fine, the ones with the lovely green leaves, but I wanted to show you this because our neighbour said it was ants, but I actually found it to be something totally different. I'm going to dig up a plant and show you exactly what's going on. I'm going to film this as best I can. Excuse any wind noise, it's getting pretty blustery, but let's have a look and see if it's something totally different to what it has been for the past couple of plants I've been pulling up. Then okay, that makes a change, but let's see. Right, see, they're so easy to pull up. That's not a bad size, that one. This plant actually isn't so bad. I should have dug up one of the other ones, or filmed it whilst I was digging up one of the other ones to show you. Orange ant there, but I will show you the culprits because they did in the rest of the plants. Woodlice. It's rotted and ravaged, and apparently woodlice are attracted to rotting things such as this. You can see how easy it's coming apart. Alright, I realised that was a bit of an anticlimax, but look, here's another one that's yellowing. Okay, I'm not going to dig this up because obviously we want potatoes, but there we go. Look. A piggy sanctuary. Well, an end to another day at the allotment, greeted by a rainbow, and also a tilly, and also the reveal. Flo and I have finished our artwork on the side of the shed.
With Bing and Bong.
Yeah, well, it's nice to brighten up the place, isn't it, really?
It looks really nice, yeah. Yeah, I've thought of a few ideas I want you to do at my plot as well.
Oh, you want one in your shed now? But here's Bing and Bong. So these are two crows that have been at the allotment for a while now, and they've made their home in the hedge at the bottom of the site. So we thought we'd put them in rather than cats, because you see the cats all the time, don't you?
Yeah, she's over there. Here she comes. Susie.
Oh look, here's the film star. Wants to be in every shot. Let's check on these Swedes, shall we? We'll see if the traps have worked. Look at that. Not a nibble on them. Strangely enough, they've also not touched the cucumber decoys. So either we had no slug visits last night, which I think is highly unlikely, or the chili has worked. Yes, so we had our little rant about 4 or 5 days ago about the state of this plot here, and honestly, I'm going to say I think the work that I did has improved life on our plot. I mean, if you have a look at the potatoes, they're bouncing back. The slug and snail population, I'm pretty sure, has diminished slightly. I mean, the Swedes as well, they're not getting munched on. Whether that's the chili powder, I don't know. Probably. But, you know, it all helps, you know, keeping things under control. I mean, as we mentioned in the video thumbnails, it's real life on the plot. You know, we want to give you an idea of what it's actually like to have an allotment, not just a pretty, we only come up here when it's sunny, we don't want to get our hands dirty in the rain sort of vlog. So, in other news, that the plot next door to us is going to be let to a new tenant. So we're going to have new neighbours, which is fantastic, because it means it's going to be kept under control. The council don't have to pull their finger out of their ass and come up and clean it. Anyway, with allotment waiting lists as they are, it's going to be great to have a new tenant. It's going to be great to have someone here who's actually making use of the land and doing something with their plot. I mean, I've heard people have waited like up to 8 years, 9 years for an allotment. And I think this site generally has quite a quick turnaround because it's quite popular. Anyway, quick update on that. Just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. Obviously, Sylvie's here. She's always here. Friday afternoon, Swede check. There is not a single nibble on them, not one. And also the beer traps are completely empty. So I think it's safe to say chili is the way to go. Look at these golden beets. Some of these have been in the ground for around 52 days now. And I think it's time to dig a couple up, because if we leave them too long, they're going to develop a really woody flavour. So let's see what we got. Okay, let's get stuck in. There's so many ladybirds about at the moment. I guess that's a sign that they are eating all the aphids. This one's quite big. Anyway, so... Oh, hi Sylvie. We just can't get rid of you, can we? Right, let's check this one. This will be a nice one for roasting. Pull you up. Oh wow, that colour. I'm going to show you this colour quickly. What a lovely orange. So this one, and you can kind of see from my hand, this is quite a good size. You can let them get bigger than this. We did last year, a few of them. But around this size or slightly smaller, you'll get a sweeter taste from them. And you can also eat the leaves. They've been nibbled to heck, but Slug Wars. And there we go, 6 golden beets. I'm going to leave it at 6. I reckon the others could actually get away with another couple of weeks in the ground, to be honest. But these will be nice to be roasted up tonight with some potatoes and some oil. And then, as I mentioned, you can eat the leaves with a salad. Saturday afternoon. Last sweet update for this video, I promise. We had quite heavy rain last night, and as you can see, not a nibble. So those chili seeds work a treat. Today it is Nick, my dad's birthday, and tonight he wants steak. So to go with the steak, we've had a mini harvest. Lovely potatoes, fresh mint, sugar snaps, munch 2, some chives, and of course the green boys. Delicious. Well, if you have made it this far into the video, thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. It's been a bit of a long one this week, with a few moans and groans, or grimble grumbles along the way, as we call them. But as we've always said, it's real life on the plot. We're a real family with a real allotment plot, going through real experiences, some of which are challenging, some of which are fun. Next week, we're hoping to do a bit more on Tilly's plot, because there's a few jobs that need to be done over there. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. We love reading your comments. Some have been really useful, and we've taken some advice that some of you have given us, which is fantastic. Keep going. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, because it really does spur us on to make more videos. And until then, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next one.